Hello, today is Tuesday, July 16th, 2013. Welcome to episode 9 of Letters from Balconius Maximus. Today's subject is one of the more unique ones, and it may be unsettling to some of you, so there's your caveat right now. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and proceed, because today's subject is about a term you may or may not have heard. The term is chemtrails. To begin, I'm reminded of a lesson that was done back in the 90s. The NRA had a program about Eddie Eagle, and he was teaching young people to, if they saw something dangerous, especially an unattended firearm, the motto was, stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. Well, that would make sense that if there's a problem in modern day, that we do the same thing. And I'm bringing this message to you and hoping that this will help people, just like I hope that person is with the emergency vehicle that just went by is getting help as well. The story begins for me in 2009. It was March of 2009. And after work, I would go outside, and there was not a cloud in the sky, and yet it was like I had my sunglasses on. And I looked around and I didn't see any clouds, but eventually I did start noticing there was kind of like what we would normally call a haze in the sky. Now, a haze on the West Coast is a nice word for smog, or pollution. And I kind of wondered if that's what it was. But this happened every day. And it wasn't long until I started seeing that there were airplanes leaving these uncommon trails. And it took me a few months of digging when I had the time to find out that what I was seeing was truly something unique. Now let's pause for a second. Whether you're from farm country or wherever you're from, people know things. They can tell you, here's a good field of corn, this field isn't well tended to. Look at that tree over there, that's a catalpa, there's an oak, there's a pine, there's an elm. Dutch elm? What's that Dutch elm doing over there? Don't see those anymore. And you can say, or that's zoysia grass, or you see the way the wind is blowing by a flag. You can tell certain things. We're very observant. Oh, we talk about the weather today. I have been amazed at how many people do not know to just look up in the sky. Now, you're not going to see the chemtrails all the time, but I'm going to tell you what to look for, and I hope that you will check into it yourself and start demanding answers like I have tried to and have gotten nowhere, so I'm making this film. Ever since I was a small boy, I could see when a jet would go overhead. It's very obvious. You have the jet, and then you would have a trail that would follow along the jet. All of you who are old enough to see this know what I'm talking about. The trail that follows that jet high up in the sky is usually about 20 to 25 times the length of that jet. And that's it. The trail evaporates as the plane progresses across the sky. Well, while sources have been telling me that it's been going on longer than since 2009, I have been noticing these trails that follow planes, but they don't stop there. They go completely across the sky for as long as that plane is spraying. And not only that, but I've seen them in crisscross patterns. And I've seen changes, I've seen them go in spurts. I've seen them make straight lines and all of a sudden curve. But what happens with these lines is that whatever's being sprayed, as they descend, they get wider and wider and wider until they reach a certain level, and everything around you is milky white, and yet there's not a cloud in the sky. Now, before I go any further, there are always going to be those people who say, this is another one of those conspiracy theories. Excuse you. How many facts do you need before a theory is no longer a theory? Well, there are plenty of facts that chemtrails exist. And the fact that so many people deny their existence lets me know that there's something there. Now, I could tell you more about what to look for. Instead, what I would like for you to do is to go to YouTube, www.youtube. Did I get that right? My W's always come out short. www.youtube.com, and look up this particular article. Contrails versus Chemtrails 101. Contrails versus Chemtrails 101. It's just a 1 minute 29-second video. I suggest you look at it with the volume down, but however you view it, you will see what I'm talking about. You will see the standard contrail that you've seen since you were a little kid, and then you will see lines growing across the sky, and then you will see the milky white that I have described. Now, I have approached a lot of people about this subject, shown people this going on, and the reactions I get are just as out of this world as the concept I'm talking about. I've had people see them being made, and they'll look and just say, those are regular contrails. A friend and I have contacted local news agencies. One investigative reporter said, "Oh, I don't do science kind of stuff." Another local weatherman said, "Oh, no, those are regular trails. They'll evaporate. That's all they are. Nothing to it." Well, studies have been done, and the contents of those chemtrails are aluminum, barium, and strontium. At least that's what the resources I keep coming up with are telling us. Those are metals. Those are toxicologic to humans. And one of the theories for the use behind them, why use them, is because they are supposedly putting down a layer, a reflective layer to reflect sunlight back and stop global warming or ease it or something. Well, I don't know about you, but it seems to me that if they're spraying this stuff all over the place, then there's a lot more to it than just global warming. I have seen, and I've taken pictures, and it's to the point where I can't even stand to do it anymore. I have seen pictures, I have seen the trails from driving from Dallas to San Antonio, all the way along Interstate 35 going south, all the way, planes left and right, north and south, just trails left and right, north and south. Why aren't people seeing these? Why aren't more people saying something about it? If, and this is my main contention, if this is such a good idea, this would be heralded all over as such a great thing, and by golly, we're doing something great, and we can feel good that something positive is being done. You're not hearing that anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. None. At least not from any source that I know of. From what I can understand, if I get my facts correct, I think I do, the FAA, Federal Aviation Association, the Department of Homeland Security, obviously the Transportation Security Administration, NORAD, I don't know who all else, all these different agencies just basically say there's nothing there. And then finally if you research, you might find some news article here or some little official over here says, well, yes, something exists. But it's right there in front of us. Here's this canopy of sky that you can see just as clearly as the grass underneath your feet. And people don't even notice them. I have talked to people who are in science as well, and the varying degrees, varying occupations, and the reactions are very similar to one person just said, I don't want to know about this anymore. Another one just says, Another one just kind of curled in fear. Another without saying anything. And more and more stories go on like that. My point is, they exist. As I've said, if this was such a good thing, something would be done about it. Now, if I could wave my magic wand, every United States sheriff, duly elected sheriff, would be all communicating with each other and saying, "You're seeing this? Let's coordinate our efforts and say, no more. We want answers. If this is such a good thing, tell us what it is." Otherwise, excuse me, they're not only spraying me, they're spraying everybody. That includes all the people in law enforcement. Oh yeah, and I mean, nobody's exempt. We're all in this. This is happening to everybody. Nobody's exempt. And I have a special message for the people flying those planes. Do you really not know what you're doing? Do you really believe that you are only getting a paycheck? Again, if this is such a good thing, please shut me up by going public, and those entities know who they are. Go public, spell everything out there. If there's something good, you have nothing to hide. Otherwise, tell us. You're going to talk about mass panic. You know, I don't buy this stuff. I don't even go anything weird with the chemtrails are weird. That's what's really weird. So I encourage you to learn more. There is a video on YouTube called "What in the World Are They Spraying?" Hope you can see that. What in the world are they spraying? It's not the best resource, but it will give you an idea that clearly something is going on. Okay. So, there's my bit about consciousness raising. I was recently told that, hey, there's too many zombies out there, don't try to reach them, you never will, just guard your own sanity. Well, that may be true, but I have an obligation to try to reach out to people while I can. So, there it is. I'm not known for lying to people, and so you can check it out, join in the bandwagon, or just turn your head to, well, it doesn't bother me, doesn't interest me. Try to find good organic food that hasn't been laced with chemtrail droppings. They are all over the place. I have seen them not only, like I said, all up and down Interstate 35, I have seen them while driving across the United States from here to California, from here to my home state of Iowa. Last summer I saw them while sitting at a park in Burlington, Illinois. Excuse me, Burlington, Iowa, pardon me. And there they were, on a summer day, just flying all over the place. They're all over the United States. So, to conclude, you know, don't. I was going to say something that I would regret it, so I'm not going to say it. Just please check into it, and you know, as the old line goes, get informed and then get involved. That's from Bob Weir. Thank you, Bob. And that'll do for now. Thank you for watching.